What's up, everyone? Jaxx Finn here, and today is local recap Saturday. Basically, I'm going to talk to you guys about my car for Vanguard Locals last night on Friday. Tell you how everything went, and tell you what I picked up, if I picked up any cards or whatever. And you might be wondering why you see Drytron on here. Drytron is a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I did play Yu-Gi-Oh last night. I played 2 games of Yu-Gi-Oh against a Labyrinth player that didn't really go as planned. But I had fun either way. But yeah, first of all, talk about the Vanguard tournament, and then go on to the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So for Vanguard, we lost horribly. It was another 3-round tournament. Round 1, I could have won, but I messed up my play because with my base skill, instead of soul blasting one, I was discarding cards from hand unnecessarily, which left me with no cards in hand to guard with, and I ended up taking ended up losing because of that, which basically bummed me out for the entire rest of that night, because it's like I can't believe I screwed that up after having a really good week last week of going 2-1. So I lost round 1. Round 2, I had a bye since we had even amount of people. So I was kind of just testing out that. Then game 3, I lost because I was too focused on trying to make up for game 1. So I kind of rushed without really thinking about my plays too much. Because normally I play the long game, but in game 3, I was kind of just trying to help him win the game to make up for me losing the way I did in round 1 because of my basically me just not paying attention to what I was doing. So I ended up losing that because I tried to rush the game unnecessarily and push for a game even though I didn't have game. But it's whatever. It's just a learning process at this point. I'm thinking about to start after taking a loss that was that bad, just kind of just calming down, thinking about everything, kind of just don't let it get to me really. So I'm still kind of nervous from playing cards physically again. So it's that's probably why I was kind of just playing a deck. I played against 2 decks that I didn't really know what they were doing, but I kind of knew them enough to where I knew how to counter them. But you know, it's whatever. But I lost. That was pretty sad. I did get a promo pack, which I did open up, and this was my promo I got, in case you're wondering. And the promo packs come was just one little pack to get an entry or whatever. So this is what I got. It's pretty cool. Don't plan on using it, so probably have to trade about it, to be honest. But the deck hasn't really changed much. But it did kind of suck having play my base, which is the key part of the deck, really wrong, and losing because of it. So I'm gonna have to work on that and just kind of get better, I guess. That's kind of my fault. It wasn't the deck's fault, just kind of my fault for just being trying to rush the game. And then also for game 1, I ended up discarding the penguin, trying to look for another base, and of course I had 7 cards in my deck. The penguin, let me check top 5, and the base wasn't in the top 5. It was the very last card of my deck. So look, at the very bottom of the deck. So that also would have helped me a lot too. If I had seen the base for the game 1, I would have won the game, because I just needed one more. I needed one more hero, either on field or on. I needed one more hero so that I could push for a game. But I didn't see the last hero I needed, which kind of sucked a little bit. Because I ended up having, I had 2 bases. Because I had damage checked one of them. So I was, trying to get to one more base. I can get 3. And the third one just didn't show up for me whatsoever. So that kind of sucked. And if I had seen it, I would have won the game. But, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, game 3 was also game 3 was close. But it was just the fact that they were multi-attacking. So I played against 2 multi-attacking decks, and I just couldn't keep up with it. So I got outpaced and kind of just fell by the wayside. And also for game 3, I kind of took damage unnecessarily. So I probably shouldn't have. But it was whatever. I took a lot of unnecessary damage that game that I needed but didn't think would come back to hunt me. But I probably should have played that better. But that's fine, it's whatever. You live and you learn. So at the tournament, I did play Yu-Gi-Oh! Against a Labyrinth player. And this is kind of the deck that I use. I use Drytron because it's a deck that I haven't used in paper since I built it. I think I've used it like once maybe. But this is my deck for my Drytrons. I have never bricked this deck before, so, and people think it's kind of weird that I haven't, but it's, to me, I have never really had a really awkward, I've had awkward hands, but never awkward enough to where I couldn't get to move Beta Fafnir and their main ritual monster being this guy. I don't play any of the Cyber Angel cards because I just don't like it. And two, when people say you playing Drytron with a Cyber Angel card, they usually scoop immediately. So I decided just to play pure Drytron. And then I was given a tip that I should probably play Mega Fleet, since I do play 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Core, and since he is treated as Cyber Dragon on the field, it would be really cool to go if I can't use him going first, or if I don't go first, to go second with him at the deck, and use him to go into Mega Fleet, which I'll probably have to end up trying, since that'll be really cool. Have a really cool way to just kind of break boards, whatever. I have to go back and read Mega Fleet because I don't actually remember what he does off the top of my head. And it's my extra deck. I did, for the most part, max rated the deck for the most part. But I lost game 1 because I had new Beta Fafnir, Drytron Fafnir, and their main ritual monster on field, and like 1 card in hand. And I passed turn. And he, during my standard phase though, during my first turn, since I went first, he activated Stovey, pitching Psyframe Driver, I think, the big normal monster they use in the deck. Like big normal Psyframe monster. He used that to set thing. He's used it to set big Welcome Labyrinth, I believe. And for some reason, I didn't negate it with Move Beta Fafnir because I thought there'll be another card for me to negate that'll really hurt the deck a lot more. Because like I know he plays like cards like Skill Drain and stuff, so I was waiting for things like Skill Drain or like Evenly Match or something like that to kind of negate. So I didn't negate the big Welcome Labyrinth. He got the big Labyrinth lady. I don't remember her name. He got out to the field and ended up popping my big ritual monster, which I tried to chain it. He summoned her, then he summoned like Ariana, I think her name is, and one other one, and he did something where he popped my big ritual monster, and I tried to change the effect to banish 2 to pop 2 cards on the south field, but for some reason I couldn't, so I kind of sucked a little bit. And then it also, he basically ended up destroying my entire field. Basically, like he popped both my ritual monster, new Beta Fafnir, and Drytron Fafnir. And then he basically hit me for like 5,000 points of damage, past turn. Then he asked me why I didn't use Move Beta Fafnir to negate the Labyrinth, like the field spell. And I told him because since he popped my ritual monster, Drytron, Move Beta Fafnir won't work without a ritual monster on field to negate. So it was like I kind of sucked a little bit, and I told myself to shotgun the Big Welcome Labyrinth negate, but I thought that there'll be something more important for me to negate later down the line, since I'm not really experienced with Labyrinths, since I use Scoop, since I don't play dealing with them. So like I don't really know that matchup too well. Plus, on top of that, usually when I face against Labyrinth, I'm playing Rescue Ace, which can stand up to him a little bit better. So that kind of hurt a lot. So I didn't lose that game, which sucked, but it's whatever. Game 2, I got first again. I basically summoned Move Beta Fafnir, and I summoned Sprite. What is her name? What's the card name? The Sylvan Princess Sprite. But he had drawn me later early in the game when I activated Alpha to get the ritual monster. He activated Droll, and I completely forgot about that. So when I summoned Princess Spray, since I was trying to go to, I couldn't get to Ritual Monster because of Droll. So I went Princess Spray to try to try to see if I can mill off the spell card to help me get to the Ritual Monster. Or hope that I can pitch a Jartron to grave. But he told me I couldn't use it because it adds the card to hand. Or the possibility of adding a card to hand, which kind of sucked for me. Since I mostly just want the melee monster to the graveyard. It wanted my Jartrons to the grave, which kind of sucked. But luckily he didn't go too big. He has a big Labyrinth, some of the big Labyrinth lady defense position. He didn't have the fill spell, and he kind of like had like one of the Ariana, I think her name is. And then he reset Big Labyrinth past turn. My turn came around. I activated Princess Sprite's effect immediately. Got Terraforming. I was Terraforming to get Fafnir. Fafnir, I got Nova. Cause I was like, well, I'm going to take the risk, go for Nova instead of getting the ritual spell I need. So I went for Nova. I kind of just comboed off from there. And on my fourth summon, for whatever reason in my mind, I didn't process in my mind that he could possibly have Nibiru, since I did summon 6 times my first turn. And I didn't think, oh, he would have, if he had Nibiru, he would have dropped it turn 1. So I didn't think about it. So I was like, well, he didn't Nibiru me the first game, and he didn't Nibiru me on the game on my first turn. So maybe he doesn't play Nibiru. So I went into Nightmare Phoenix instead to get rid of the Big Welcome Labyrinth. And right when I summoned my 6th monster, he Nibiru'd me. And since all my Jartron monsters have 0 defense, and all my Jartron monsters have 0 defense, and so does Phoenix, since I don't have defense points since Link monster, I was sitting on a 12th attack point token with 0 defense. And that hurt because I originally was going to go into Appaloosa with a 4-man Appaloosa for negates for Nibiru, but I didn't think he would have one. So that kind of sucked because I could have negated the Nibiru and kind of been like in a better position to at least kind of get game. Because if I had some Appaloosa, I could have got to both ritual monsters with like the next like 2-3 turns, like 2 or 3 summons, so I can attack for game. But that was pretty dumb of me because I thought, oh, the Big Welcome Labyrinth is a bigger threat to me, since if I do try to push for game, he could activate that to summon another Labyrinth monster from deck, or I think it's from deck or hand. I don't remember if it's from deck or hand, but I was worried about that, him summoning another monster to kind of prevent me from gaming him. So I thought that was a bigger threat, but it clearly was Nibiru, which I should have probably played out for. But it's whatever. You live and you learn. I haven't played Labyrinth, my Labyrinth matchup with Drytron, so I'm still kind of learning the matchup. But he did say he's gonna, next week, being this Friday coming up, that he will bring something less competitive, since I am not a competitive person. So yeah. And I told him I was going to play Rescue Ace, so that should have a better matchup for me, since I do know my matchup with Rescue Ace a lot better than I do with Drytron. And only about Drytron really because one, Rescue isn't finished, and 2, because I've only played Drytron once in paper, and like I recently max rated the deck, like with all like the prismatic secret rares and all the hollows, except for like a few cards in the deck that don't have hollow printings. And I missed like the collector rares, obviously. But like, I'm just happy that I was able to get all the cards I needed for the max rated deck for the most part. Or at least kind of get everything hollow at least. So that kind of was weird. And another thing I found out during game 2 was that I played this card. But for some reason, I didn't play the cards needed to make this. The Fusion spell and the Usotic Fill spell are both in my Usotic deck, because I took it out to test out an Usotic build I'm building for you guys to check out, and I built it for a friend as well. But I couldn't summon it, which is why I was trying to like push for to summon this, but I for some reason could not find the Usotic Fill spell or my Fusion spell card to get to it. So it kind of like hurt a little bit, because when I was looking for Terraforming, that I didn't play the Fill spell in the deck, which I thought I did, but apparently I didn't, and that was only a master duel. So that kind of also hurt a little bit too. Kind of 2 cards make sure they did nothing to me. That did nothing for me. So that kind of hurt a little bit. But it's whatever. That was tragic, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, that's it for my games. All the games I played. I pretty much basically played 4 games. I played like more than 4 games, technically speaking, but I lost pretty much all of them. I just had a really bad game week. That kind of sucked. But I did get some really cool cards. I got a Jaxx. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But I got like some Lost Art promo cards since they had a lot of them, and they were basically they gave them like one of each of them that they had. So I got this one. I got the Parasite, which I like the artwork of. I got Fake Hero, which I didn't know this card was centered, but apparently because it's boxers, they centered that out of the English, the TCG one, which I didn't know about whatsoever since I love this card a lot, and I didn't even notice it. And I also got a tribute burial, which is pretty cool. Which I have never seen the card before until yesterday, and I was like, this will be really good in a deck focused on tribute summoning. Like I think pretty sure Flu had a few monsters they tribute summoned, but I was like, I can also probably play some like Rika or something. It should be pretty cool, but at the same time, Rika also likes special summoning monsters, so it's like I probably can't. But I don't know. But I don't plan on using it though, because I just like having them in like the little plastic, just keep them safe that way. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I got this. I'm missing the Xyz monster they had, the Chopstick Xyz monster. They didn't have another copy of it, so I am missing that one, which kind of sucks. But it's like whatever. Not really worried about too much. I also picked up, where is it? I picked up these bad boys. I got a. Basically, I really want this Fill Center, so I found one. I got it. They basically gave it to me for nothing. And then he was like, "Do you want more Fill Centers?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I've never been to a pre-release. So I really will like all the Fill Centers I can get my hands on for those events." And he went to his closet, the closet they have, and he gave me the one for Borocold Dragon. I got the one for Dawn of Majesty. I got the one for. I don't remember which set this was. I got the Archibarian Dragon. I don't remember actually them this card, to be honest. I got the Lightning Vortex one, I believe the name of the set was. I think this one was Illusion of Chaos, something like that. It's just pretty cool. Then I got the one for, I don't remember the set at all either, the name of it at least. It's pretty cool. But I'm mostly proud of, I'm happy to get the top 3. He said he has one for Photon Hypernova, which if he finds it, he'll give me that as well, which will be pretty cool. I do want to start a Field Center binder of all like the pre-release event Field Centers. So I am trying to get all of that since they do Yu-Gi-Oh events on Thursday, and since I work on Thursday, I'm probably have to pick them up on Friday whenever after like they have like pre-release tournaments or whatever for like new sets. Since I do want to collect all the Field Centers from them because I think they're really cool, and I like the artwork. I really like the artwork of the Field Centers. So I'm just trying to collect all the ones I can get my hands on. As for cards we picked up, we got a lot of them actually. Most of them I got for nothing, or just for trade. I got mostly for trading cards. I got this Shelling Cannon Dragon for a trade that I needed for one of my Vanguard decks. And I got in the same trade. I got this other card too that I needed, which is pretty cool. I got both Thailand Dragon and Shelling Cannon Dragon. Both are that I need for Flagberg and Vanguard, which is super cool. So I'm one step closer to completing this deck, which I'm very happy to do. I got a OT BS Tetran for my deck. since I am rebuilding BES again. So I am trying to collect all the OTs for it. And this thing's like absolutely crispy. I know this card like was super cheap, like less than I think it was like $2, something like that. It's pretty, which is like nothing. So I got it. So I don't know why, but I really like the old OTs. That's the way they look. I really like them a lot. So I'm happy I picked that up. I got my, I think it was my 3rd or 4th copy of Inzektor Exostag OT. I was supposed to get him the sinus card, but I forgot to do so. So I'll probably end up bringing it with me next week and get him signed it. But like the border's kind of miscut a little bit. Kind of, sort of, but not really. Like thicker on this side than it is on the other side. But yeah, I got another Exostag OT. I will get signed, then probably get graded as well. And then I got a card that I didn't know came as OT. Because otherwise I would have bought more of it. Because I was looking at their binders and seeing this card, which is Zek Conversion. I didn't know this card came as an OT. So I have this is my first one I bought. It is kind of dinged up, so he gave it to me. I think it's card was like $1, it's like less than $1. But like it's pretty binged up though. But I didn't know this card existed, so it was like, cool. I don't play this card in my deck, but I didn't. I mean, we get to know back in high school, or back when I did play the card, like before I started playing Metaphor Inzectors. That'd been super cool to know. So I have that. It's going to the collection as well. Then I got a better condition Super Quantum Red Letters. One of the ones I have is kind of like have a giant crease across it. So this one will replace that one. I got a, can you move it up? I got a Ignis Heat, the Draco's Warrior for True Draco. Got it, Go Pride, the card goes well for Go Pride, and a ultra rare Machina Fortress from the OG structure deck. Since the one I have one super and one ultra one, but I really want the ultra one because I really like the look of the old ultras. So I got one of that. I picked up a Metadiem core for I think it's like less than like $5 since they're all like really cheap. So I got 3 Fearless, 3 Meek, 3 I don't know how to pronounce the card's name. I got 2 of their imagings, 3 of their reframing, 2 break cards, and then 2 of the synchros. That's kind of all the stuff they had early from Metadiem. So I picked it up since like they're all like less than $1, and like this card's like I think like $1 or something. So I picked it up like super cheap, which is pretty nice since I do want to build the deck. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it first so I'm like right now I'm just kind of collecting them because I might end up mixing them with sprites since that's what I was testing out. So it was like I might end up seeing what sprite Metadiem does, just to kind of test out and see. But it's just a matter of time at this point to see what happens. I'm also waiting for the meta to kind of define itself and seeing what Metadiem does and kind of just copying a deck list from that. But it doesn't like they're gonna probably do much in this current format, so I might have to just wait a little bit more. But as of right now, I'm kind of collecting all the cards while they're still cheap for the most part, except for like the field spells, since all the field spells for around Visa Starfires are really expensive for like no reason whatsoever. Well, there is reasons to it, but like they're all like really expensive, and I still need like not the cash tier one, the tier one, which is like I think like let's check like $30 to $40. And I still need 3 of it. And that's like, okay, and this one's like $30+ which is just ridiculous. But it's whatever. So yeah, I got my Metadiem cards. So I originally wasn't gonna pick stuff up since I was planning on opening up a lot of Cyberstorm Axes anyways. But I was like, well, they have them, they're really cheap, and knowing my luck, I probably won't pull any of them. So I thought to pick them up since they're like there and at my disposal. Got some Punk cards for my what is it? Gold Pride deck. So I got 3 Ze, Amen, 3 Wagon, well 2 Wagon, 2 Admin, 2 Madam Spider, 1 Ogre Dance, 1 Extreme Jam Session, 2 Jam Dragon Drive because I like the name of it, and then also got some things for myself. Got 3 secret rare Military Bowman from Speed Duels, because obviously the Bowman my favorite card. I got 2 copies of Infinitrek Rotor Roller. I got a secret rare Itching Gear Golem from the Speed Duel pack. I got 2 Itching Gear Gadgetron Dragons from the Itching Gear Structure deck, the original one. Since the one I have is really beat up, and I do plan on replacing it. And I also plan on replacing my OG Golem that's heavily water damaged with the secret rare one. So I'm finally gonna be able to sleeve those 2 up and put them in slabs, and they're kind of just be sitting around my house somewhere. Since my basically these 2 cards in my deck, I have the original ones for Golem. My original Dragon I did lose, so I am replacing it with this one. And then the other one probably is gonna sit in a binder somewhere. It's pretty cool. They're all really cheap. I got 3 copies of Righty Driver and 3 copies of Lefty Driver because I don't know where my drivers went. I have the set of them, place out of each of them, but I don't know where they are, and I needed 2 of each for my Usaltic build. So I bought an extra playset since they're like really cheap. So like whatever. Got 2 more copies of Pedal to the Metal and a Virtual World Tiger, which is pretty cool. Then I got some Rescue stuff. I got 2 copies of Origin Story from the new set because I need it for Libermancer. Got 2 HQ super rares from OTS to ready bump my HQs. Got 2 reinforced from the new set since I think I'll need 1, but I got 2 just because I need another one. Got a There Can Be Only One as well for Rescue Ace since they can play this card really well. I needed 1 more of it, so I got the second one needed. I got a Turbulence. So I don't need any more Turbulences. I just need 2 more copies of Hydronauts, since I did get 1 in today, which I gotta go get from the post office after this video. So after this video goes up, I'll be heading to the post office to go get that trade, which should have, I think, a Turbulence and some not Turbulence, a Hydrant, I believe. I don't know. I think it has Hydrant in it. I could be wrong though, but I think I have a Hydrant and it has some Gold Prize cards inside of it, so I get that. I got a Zen Meister for windups, since I am building windups, and I didn't know if I needed it or not, so it's like super cheap, so I got it. Got some Skystrike stuff. Got 2 copies of Hamp since I needed. I think I have 1, but I needed 2 more. Got 1 more of this one, whose name I cannot pronounce, the little girl. I got 1 more of her since I think I only had the 1. So I got 1 more. And I couldn't search her up because I didn't know her name. And I thought her name had Sky Striker inside of it, but it didn't. So I could not find this card to save my life. I got a Darkness of the Yingxing for Sword Soul, since I am playing Sword Soul Yingxing. Got 2 Machina Metal Cruncher for Machina, what is it? Machina Therion with the 3 regular. I need 1 more Regulix, and I need 3. I think I need 2 of the field spells. Since I have 0, which is very surprising that I don't have any of the field spell for Therions. But I do need 1 more copy of Regulix for that. But I also plan on building Therion Pure, so I also do need in total I technically need 4 of the field spells and 4 copies of Regulix, which kind of is since Regulix like $60. That's what I checked, which is like expensive. Got a Valance Waking Soul Activation for Valance since I didn't need it. Got a Mechanical Equip spell that I needed since it's common. It's like whatever, it's like pennies. Got a Sulfurnex to replace the one I have. The one I have is really heavily creased, so it's kind of just get another one to replace it. Got a Secret Raigeki for Rescue Ace since I am trying to, for the most part, get Rescue Ace up to like really shiny cards. Got a Outside Fire Charmer for Earth Charmer for obvious Earth Channeler, I bet. For obvious reasons, because Charmers are my life, and I love Charmers. Got a Firewall Singularity since I love Firewall Dragon. Plus, I'm building a Firewall deck, so that'd be pretty cool to see. So, which I also got full activation Duplex, 2 copies of Firewall Phantom for my Firewall deck, my Firewall / Cyberverse deck. Got a Pudding Cess because I think I might need it, but I'm not sure. Got a Dried Winds to finally finish the main deck for Aroma. I was missing, I think, one card for the deck, and they'll be done. I think it's like a Link Monster, I believe. Is that a Borosword Dragon? I don't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it's Borosword. Not Borosword, Borreload. Borreload Savage. I think I'm missing for the deck, and then the deck will be completed. Got a Zektrike for Injectors, because I don't play this card Injectors, but I'm side decking it since it's not really needed in the deck that I'm building, since the deck I built, since I do play Metaphors, which pops it basically for me. And I don't ever need to search anything, so it's like, cool, whatever. I just have this in case I need it for side deck purposes. I need one more of it. And that's it. Yeah, today was, this, I didn't pick up as many cards this time. This front page, just cards I picked up like weeks ago. But I didn't pick up that many cards. They were like really cheap. No, most of them like really cheap, so it's like, cool, whatever. Pick them up while I'm here. I didn't spend that much money this week since it's like, whatever. I spent no more than $50, I believe. Like 50 or 60, somewhere around there. But like, I didn't spend that much money since I really wasn't trying to. Since I am still checking my license, so it's like, cool, I'm just kind of just getting cards that I know that are really cheap right now. Pick up that that'll probably either get expensive or just cards need for decks. I didn't really pick up anything that I really wanted except for the Bowman, since it's kind of is a card that I really wanted. But I also do want the ulti ones, so it's like whatever. But other than that, the weekend, I'll say yesterday was pretty eventful. It was pretty alright. Things didn't go as planned, but it was life, I guess. But yeah, if you like this video, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we're trying to reach 500 by the end of the year. And leave a comment about what you think of either the pulls, things I picked up, or what you think about my local experience. That's all I got for you, and until next time, this is Jaxx Finn, signing off.